friends, family and loved ones, and Gary.
Hon hon.
We have gathered here today to ask you the important questions. Are you looking for a deck that's easy to pilot? Off meta? Both you and the opponent can enjoy? Consistent and competitive? Has an answer to the meta? That's pretty dang neato. Well, you better keep looking because this is SICK SIB! The most 5-ed off-meta nuisance deck. Designed to win games by whittling down the opponent's patience and health bar. Has no answers to anything. Falters to any amount of targeted exile hate. But I got Sephiroth emblems and your argument is invalid. So you can probably read. Play the card, stuff's cheaper, but if you play them from the hand, they die. And then they create a 2-2, or as I like to call them, interns. Normally that's not useful, but hey, calm down. We've got synergy. So the all-stars of this deck are yours truly, Sibsig, Spinner of Souls, and Sephiroth. Without these, the deck does not work. Period, comma, and brackets. Now, of course, there's a problem. If Sibsig is on the board, playing Spinner or Sephiroth is not gonna do much. And that is a hurdle. Sure. Ideally, you'd want them on the board before Sibsig, but there's two workarounds. Anticausal Vestige and Back for Seconds. Back for Seconds will have a token in most cases to bargain with. And the neat part about Vestige is that it only costs 2 mana with Sibsig up, because even the warp gets reduced. And as it dies immediately, you can play Spinner or Sephiroth from your hand. You also get a 2-2, which doesn't help with Spinner, but it's sacrifice fodder for Sephiroth.
Synergy!
Spinner, Sibsig, Sephiroth. That's the dream lineup. But most of the time you'll be working with the supporting cast. The ones who make sure the dream stays mostly alive. Or, you know, the fodder. And then there's the one-off that I discovered recently, and it has turned out to be a double-edged sword. It can be your devil or your angel. You're sitting on 2 or 3 Sephiroth emblems, and thinking, I exhausted the juice. That's where Awakening Hall comes in. You slap the hall on the board, it brings all of your graveyard to the field, and with it, brings a lot of death triggers. Market Walkers will die because they enter at 0/0, and you probably had a few Sephiroths in the graveyard that enter at the same time, and with the legend rule,
only one may remain.
This interaction will get you 1 more emblem, and a load of death triggers, but you really have to watch how much is left in your deck at this point, because if you attack with a flipped Sephiroth, sure you can sack all of your board for 800 damage, but you'll also draw your deck and lose. Dumbass. You've seen its power, the forbidden dance of Sibsig and Soul. You felt the pull, the promise of ruinous synergy. Now, apprentice, take what you've learned, go forth, spread confusion, drain their strength. And remember, it's a victory in itself when they're forced to read what the card does.